moms, thank you for watching part 1. Check out part 2 with Kiarra Solomon.
Because that's going to be the thing that's going to allow God to send the right people to you.
Yes.
So that, like, and then the other thing is, like, I wanted my son's grandmom to babysit him, but she didn't want to do it, right? But then God sent someone who wanted to be a grandmom to my son. And so we got what we needed, but maybe not from the person that I wanted it to happen with. And that's the thing, that's the hardest thing about being a single parent.
Yes.
Is that you expect your child's other parent to be involved. You expect their family, or your family for that matter, to help. And if they're not, it can be very, very hurtful. You gotta get over that, right? Nope. You gotta suck that up, and you have to allow God to send the right people to help you on your journey.
That is so true. So you talk about the freedom lifestyle. What does that mean for a single mom? Because you know, a lot of single moms, like, I went through a period where I didn't know how to manage my money. I didn't start my businesses yet, so it's like I felt like I was struggling, and I'm like, I want to start this business, but I don't have the money. But then all of a sudden, I'm saving my tax return, and I'm working hard in my business. Prayerfully, in 3 years, you know, I can be like, buy 9 to 5.
Right.
What does the freedom lifestyle mean really to the single mom, and how can she obtain it?
So first of all, it's everything, right? And this is the thing that really, like, leaving my job to grow my business. The first business that I started was a digital marketing company. So it wasn't ever like, I'm gonna leave my job and I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom and then I'm gonna teach other moms. Like, that wasn't the plan. But when it happened, I was like, wow, this is everything. This is what I've been missing.
Yes.
Right? And so I think that a lot of times you don't realize what you're missing out on because you're missing out on it.
Yes.
Right? So, like, when my son is coming down the staircase at the end of the school day and he can see me out the big windows, and just the look on his face, like, you know, I may be annoyed all the way up until that, but then I see his face and I'm like, this is why I'm here, right?
Yes.
When he has the expectation that his mom is going to be in the schoolyard for him every single day,
I love
and he knows that I'm going to be there, then there is a different level of security that you see your kids operating, because they know that there's somebody there for them. And so he knew I was there before, but he also, it was like, but when mommy comes home, you know, she's probably gonna be mad. She's probably gonna be fussing. She's probably gonna be rushing. We're probably only gonna be able to watch one show. We're probably not gonna be able to do anything until the weekend, right? Because mommy has to work so hard. So now my son will be like, well, what do you think if we go to the playground today? And I'll, you know what? I think we can go to the playground today. Let's go. So that's the first thing. Just realizing that, you know, this is a possibility for you. I kind of discovered it by accident, but when I realized it, I was like, I gotta do everything to keep this. I can never, ever, ever go back to a 9 to 5.
Yes.
But then the other thing, how do you work yourself up to that point? How do you obtain it?
Yeah, how do you find balance?
I think that for me, I needed to, first of all, because I was always poor up until the time that I started my business, right? I was really, really poor, like poor, right? And when people talk to me about, like, investing in their business and being able to grow, you know, for me, I just realized, like, I've been helping everybody else do their thing, and there must be something in me that everybody else sees that wants me to help them with their thing that I'm missing. So even though I don't really see it right now, I'm gonna, like, kind of bet on myself.
Yes.
Because it gotta be something there. The other thing was, I never had money on the table, right? My first coaching program was $400. I did not have $400 sitting on my dining room table, like, what you gonna do? It's $400 extra, right? I had to make a decision. I was already late on bills. I was already, you know, behind on everything.
Yes.
So, like, what's $400? And it may not necessarily, for those of you who are, like, super prudent and wise and really great with money, it may not be the best piece of advice. But I'm just telling you what my story was. I never had my last coaching program, if I be honest, that I signed up for was $10,000. I did not have $10,000.
Right.
We don't got nothing to do. Nope. You know, here's $10,000 extra. I didn't have it, but I said, I have seen my growth. And I know if I'm gonna bet on anybody, I'm betting on me.
Yes.
If I'm gonna bet on anybody, I'm putting it all on Kiarra. So I would say to you to first of all, believe in yourself, right? I know you've been through a lot. I know that life is difficult. I know that sometimes you have lost. I was in a situation where I felt like I was losing so much. I started to question whether or not God even wanted me to win, right? Like if I just be for real, I had lost for so long. I was like, maybe I'm just supposed to be poor and broke, and maybe my kids, you know, just gonna be poor. Maybe we're just gonna be poor. That's not really the truth, right? If you're having those kind of thoughts, you gotta tell yourself, even right now while you don't believe it, that God did not bring you here to suffer and to live in lack and to not be able to do the things that you want to do. You really do deserve to be successful.
That's right.
But whatever situation you are in, even if it's not your fault, it is your responsibility to change it.
Right.
So now that we got all that out the way, what are you gonna do to change it? Right? I know it's sad, it's terrible. I've heard it all. It's horrible.
Yes.
It's not your fault. What are you gonna do to change it? And I started listening to people who were motivational, and I started getting around people who were doing, you know, amazing things, and I was like, what's different than between us? Right. Sometimes I would be like, they're not even smarter than me. Right? What's different?
I'm sorry, you are funny.
Just being honest. Just tell me, I don't know your story. I only know my story.
But it's so real. Like, yes.
You didn't even really. So what's the difference? And what I learned is that it was a lifestyle of discipline. It was a lifestyle of consistency. And it was a lifestyle of action.
Yes, say that last one again.
Right, so this is the worst thing you can do right now. You're watching this and you're like, that sounds amazing. I want to do something. I had this brilliant idea. I want to start this business. And you know what? I'm just so inspired by Danielle and Kiarra's conversation. I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Right? And then you're like, next month. Right? Like, that's terrible.
Yes.
This is the worst thing you can do.
Worse.
Because every day that you decide to put off your dreams, you don't just set yourself behind one day. Like, you gotta understand how I'm going right now. So like, if me and you we're not in competition. I'm not in competition with anybody. But if me and you,
sorry guys,
we're in Philadelphia.
Yeah, right next to the window.
If you are trying to run on the same track that I'm on, and I'm going in, and you like, I'm gonna get started the next time she come around. You gotta understand that the next time I come around, how much faster I'm coming around. Like so every day that you put your goals off, every day that you put your dreams off, you're not just setting yourself behind a day. You might be setting yourself behind 6 months.
Right.
You might be setting yourself behind 6 years.
Right. Because they don't know what it took to get
because there is a level where everything is compounded, right? And then you get to a level where everything just tips in your favor, right? And I'm at that. I'm just telling y'all, like, that's where I'm at right now. Like, I can feel the scales getting heavy, starting to tip in my favor. That being said, you gotta be able to do that work for yourself. And there are gonna be days where you're like, I threw a rock on that scale and nothing happened. I threw a pebble over there and they didn't even move. What happened?
Right.
But then it's gonna be a day where you like, did it move?
Right. It's working for me?
Is that motion? You are going to start to see the results.
Yes.
Listen to me. So if you have an idea that you want to implement right now, you got to take action, but you got to discipline yourself. Stop listening to people who on Instagram who like, you deserve it. Treat yourself. You don't deserve nothing.
You better say that, money.
Like, stay in the house. Do your work.
Yes.
Turn the television off. You come home from work, you like, I'm tired, but you're broke. You don't deserve to watch TV.
Watching reality shows.
Right? Entertainment is for people who have accomplished something. Right? Sleep is for people who have worked. Have you done the work? Right? So I know I'm a really difficult person to be like in the room with, because you like, she was just rubbing my hair and telling me I was
No, but this is real talk.
But I need you to get it. Like, do the work. You don't. What you going to get your nails done for? Who you trying to impress? You're broke.
Right.
You're broke. Stop being broke.
Yes.
Stop being broke trying to impress people who not paying your bills.
Right.
Who not sweating bullets when they see shut off notices.
Yes.
Who not praying in their prayer closet for 12 hours. So Jesus, please, just help me, babe. Like, stop it.
Yes.
And I get so tired of seeing women who make poor money decisions. And I only know because I used to be the same way. I would be broke and then get a little check, and then you like, oh girl, I didn't do something nice for myself.
Yes.
I was stressed. I know you were stressed because you were broke, and you're still broke. You need to remember. So every once in a while, I do stuff like, we just went to the grocery store yesterday. I said, George, buy this pack of ramen noodles. I'm like, ramen noodles? Yeah, because every once in a while, you gotta eat like you still poor.
Yes, that 10-cent pack.
I know you like, he like, there goes some salmon over there, Mom. We ain't getting salmon this week.
Oh, y'all eating good.
We ain't getting salmon. He like, look, Mom, it looks really good. Look, and we ain't eating salmon this week. We eating oodles and noodles.
Yes.
Do you want some hot dogs? Do they got what kind of hot dogs is these? And then
Put them in the oodles and noodles.
Like, we in the good grocery store that got like organic hot dog, organic, no nitrate. I'm like, you can't even make my kids feel poor. These like really good hot dogs.
Right, you
like,
gotta take them to Aldi.
I'm looking like, oh no, we ain't buying them $10 hot dogs. You might as well get you some chicken.
Right.
But so every once in a while, I act poor. Every once in a while, I ride around with my tank a little close to eat, so I can start to feel the pressure of being poor, because it's what keeps you hungry. And I had a woman to laugh and say, "Oh, I'm not living like that, Kiarra. I'm finna take my kids to Houston for the second time this year." My son said, "We feel like we just went to Houston." I said, "I know. I think when we go this time, we're gonna start looking at houses, because I think I just want to have a nice little house or a condo or something for when we come. So don't get it. Jacked up. We got a little bit of money, but every once in a while, I want my kids to know what the struggle feels like, because that is what's going to keep you hungry and motivated and consider. When I eat oodles and noodles, I'll be like, this is so gross. Let me go make some money. What's in this that it only costs $1.40 for 12 of them?
Wow.
Let me go make some money. We cannot live like, I like ramen, but I like the Asian people ramen, right? The good ramen. I don't like
you at the restaurant.
Right. With the chopsticks, with the little egg, the fish cake, all that. I don't like this ramen. This is not good. I just want you to keep yourself hungry, and to do. I do it to psych myself out, Danielle.
Yeah.
So I can keep myself hungry, so I can keep myself grinding, but also so that I can never forget where I came from. Because it was a time when we couldn't afford nothing but ramen noodles.
Right. So, what are 3 actionable tips that you can give to aspiring mompreneurs? Because as you said, execution is key. Consistency is key. So I'm a single mom. I want to start my business. What do? I don't have no money, or I got little money.
Okay, so you have little money, because you do have money, and you have
income tax,
earning power, and not just like income tax, but like you have things that you can create or you can sell that may not necessarily be in the line of business that you want to be in. But never ever, like the first thing I need you to do is stop thinking that you don't have money. You have money, and there is money out there. And the one thing I want you to just start saying to yourself every day is, people will pay you today for a problem that you can solve today, right? So there is a problem that you can solve for somebody that you can get paid for. And I really want women to start thinking differently about their money and about their talents and their skills. So the first thing I need you to do is, even if you feel like you don't necessarily have the funds today, I want you to make a list of the things that you need help with, right? The stuff that falls through the cracks, the stuff that don't get done. So you can start to know when you do have the money, who you're going to hire first, second, third, all of that stuff. The very first person you need to hire is a business coach.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The very first, and listen, do me a favor. Don't like take a class from Coach A and then take another class from Coach C and then take another class from this person.